What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome to Fresh Comic Stories. Guys, this is the channel that we basically sit down and cover different kinds of comic book stories. Now, guys, today we are actually going to jump back over to DC Comics and we are going to pick up with the brand new Teen Titans. Well, not brand new, but the new Teen Titans run that took place in the early 2000s that was written by Geoff Johns. Now, on this team right here, you have Cyborg, you got Beast Boy, you also got Starfire, you have Connor Kent Superboy, you have Tim Drake Robin, you have Bart Allen Kid Flash, and you also have Cassandra San Marc Wonder Girl. This was the new team, the new Teen Titans for a new era of comics, and Geoff Johns tried his best to make this team work, and honestly, did a good job. But guys, I do hope you enjoy this first storyline, and if you do, please hit that like button down below and also subscribe for more comic book stories in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But let's jump into the new Teen Titans #1. Now, we begin today's storyline with Superboy right now in Smallville, heading to his first day of high school. Now, the reason why he is in Smallville is because Superman believes Superboy needs to learn to have a normal life, not just live a life where he is just a superhero 24/7. And so Superman basically sent him to live on the Kent farm to kind of have the same life he had when he was a teenager. The problem is that as soon as Superboy gets to the school, he dips out because he hates it, which Superboy thinks he's in the clear until he runs into Superman. They're waiting for him. And so that leads to a lovely conversation that Superman is just trying to help Superboy out. He understands that this is a big change for Superboy. Now, the reason why Superman is really here is to basically give an offer to Superboy that Cyborg is trying to reform the Teen Titans, and he wants Superboy to join the new team he is making. Now, we learn very quickly that it is not just Superboy who is the only person being asked here. We also see that Tim Drake is being asked as well, which for this section, you don't have the same argument with Superboy and Superman. With Batman and Robin, it is more that Batman believes that Robin needs some more friends. That is really the main reason why he wants Tim Drake to join the new Teen Titans. Then we pick up with Wally West talking to Jay Garrick about Bart Allen, because just like the other two teen superheroes, Bart Allen was also offered the deal as well, but Wally West feels like Bart Allen cannot do it. Now remember that Bart Allen is from the future, and currently he is going by the name Impulse, but Wally feels like that Bart, sorry, I had a hard time saying that, Bart does not take anything serious at all. And that is the main reason why he should not be on the new Teen Titans. Wally literally has no trust in the young Flash. But Jay disagrees and feels like that Bart would do great on the new Teen Titans. Now we do see Cassandra San Marc, which this is the current Wonder Girl. Now the biggest thing about her character is that right now she wants to live a normal life. But Zeus gave her the powers of the gods. And every time she tries to have a normal life, something happens to her. And schools basically kick her out. But we also see that Ares, the god of war, is kind of playing mind games on her, just by calling out to her, wanting something from her. But we don't get the chance to see what that is, because Starfire comes out of nowhere to offer Cassandra the same deal to join the new Teen Titans, which at first she is saying no. but Starfire truly believes that she can change the world by being on the new Teen Titans. Which after the four teenagers have gotten their offer, they meet up at the new Titan Tower, which they'll be staying at. Now, they're only going to be here on the weekends, and that is really it. But something to point out is that the teenagers don't really like each other. Some of them were forced to come. Others came here to get away from their home lives. But you can see that they do not really like each other that much, to the point where they just go their separate ways into their own personal rooms. But this leads to the big reveal at the end of the first chapter, which is that we see Superboy and Tim Drake have a normal friendship, that there is no hate between the two of them. But while they are talking to each other about being on this new team, Robin gets an email from an unknown source, which tells him the DNA test of Superboy. Now, Connor Kent has always been known as the clone of Superman, and that is it. Nothing else, and nothing more for the longest time. There has been hints that there could be someone else's DNA used to make him, but it was never known until now, where Robin and Superboy both find out that the other half of DNA that was used was Lex Luthor. But we then jump over to a quick 2-page setting telling us that Deathstroke is going to be involved in this storyline, which honestly, it makes sense because it is Deathstroke and he is a well-known character in the Teen Titans landscape. But after that, we jump over to the Teen Titans, and of course, we know that things aren't going that great since the new members don't really like each other, and the fact that Wonder Girl really does not want to be there at all. But while they are trying to discuss the fact that they need to work together, right at that moment, you have a fire breaking out in a nearby building, and you have every single member of the team go out there to handle this fire. Which honestly, this is to show the growing pains of the new team, because these guys have not worked together in a long time. And so right now, they are having a problem trying to handle the fire. But of course, Cyborg comes in to kind of get the team on track, which it really does work. And the team start to handle the fire better. But then they send in Impulse one more time to make sure everything is okay. This leads to the appearance of Deathstroke, and where he is basically tells Impulse he has a mission where he believes kids should not be wearing any kind of costumes at all, and then he shoots Impulse right in the knee. Now, with Impulse being shot in the knee, you have the team take him to a nearby hospital, which this is a huge problem because Impulse has a healing factor, but his body is just going to heal anyway to stop the bleeding, but not in a way to repair the leg. And so the hospital staff has to kind of guide the body to heal up correctly, because if they don't, then his leg won't heal right and he won't be able to run anymore. And so the team is hoping for a miracle. But Cyborg and Beast Boy leave to go find Deathstroke because they fought against Deathstroke. They know how dangerous he is. But also the fact that Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Starfire are just the mentors of the team. And so it is their job to protect the new young members of the team from Deathstroke. Which we do jump over to Starfire and the rest of the Teen Titans, where we see them right now being held in a room for their own protection. But Starfire shows them a room where they honor the Titans who have died on the job. But this is a way to show them that being a Titan is not a joke, that it is something they need to take serious. And so Starfire is saying that they need to stay here for their own protection, because Deathstroke is no joke at all. Which then you have Robin convince Superboy and Wonder Girl to basically listen to Starfire, that's saying that's saying that basically if they stay here, it's probably better for them, which honestly, it was a trick because as soon as Starfire leaves the room, you have Robin, Superboy, and Wonder Girl agree that they need to go after Deathstroke and bring him in for what he did to Impulse. But we do get a small glimpse of something else happening in Arizona, where we learn that there is a new Church of Blood, and they are trying to bring in their new leader into the world, where we come to find out they are trying to revive Raven and make her be the new leader of the Church of Blood. But this is only a small glimpse of seeing that and her being the new leader of the Church of Blood. Because we jump back over to Beast Boy and Cyborg, who are right now trying to figure out how they are going to find Deathstroke, but lucky for them, they do run into him, which then begins a fight. But you have Deathstroke keep saying that he is trying to show the world something, that kids should not be playing heroes at all, because most of the time they end up dead. And so this is him showing that what he is stating is actually true. The world does not need heroes being kids, only the adults. Now, while this fight is going on, you have Cyborg and Beast Boy figure out something really huge. This is not Deathstroke, that this is actually Jericho, which this is huge because the last time anyone saw Jericho before this book, well, Deathstroke killed his own son. And so this is a huge retcon right here. The reason why this is a retcon is because it was believed that Jericho was killed by his own father. But since Jericho has the ability to take over someone's body by sending his spirit or consciousness into the body, right when Deathstroke killed his son back then, Jericho was able to send his spirit inside Deathstroke's mind. It was believed that he was dead, but really he wasn't. He was alive and now back to show the Titans that what he is saying is correct. Kids should not be superheroes. He is going to use his father as a way to show the League how dangerous it is for kids to be superheroes. Now we pick up with Superboy, Robin, and Wonder Girl right now checking up on Impulse at the hospital, which is us really getting a status update on the character and how he is doing. But we come to find out that he is already gone, and so now this leads to the heroes looking for him because they need to know what he is going to do next, which then they find him at the library reading all the different books in the room. Now, the reason why he is doing this is a way for him to make himself better. Reading these books allow him to know all the different things in the world and helping him be ready for anything to come. But then we see that Wonder Girl actually leaves the room and goes up to the roof because something was calling her, which she comes to find out that it is Ares, the god of war. This is where we learn that most of the gods and even Wonder Woman herself don't really like Cassandra San Marc for some strange reason. But Ares is trying to win her over to his side by offering her her own version of a lasso of truth, telling her that this lasso is also powered by Zeus himself. But then out of nowhere, you do have the young Teen Titans get confronted by Deathstroke, which leads into them battling this guy for the first time. But before we jump over to the next part of this story, is that right when Robin is about to get shot, you have Impulse appear out of nowhere and then tells everyone to call him Kid Flash from now on, which I do not know why DC made this change back then, but now this is Bart Allen's superhero name, Kid Flash. But after going by the name Kid Flash, you had a story basically shift over to all the Teen Titans just trying to defeat Deathstroke, who is right now being controlled by his own son, Jericho. But the problem is that Jericho is able to jump from body to body. And so it makes it hard for them to beat him when he is basically controlling one of their teammates. But this fight does get wrapped up when Raven appears. Now, Raven came here to tell her friends that she needs their help. But while she is there, she can feel that Jericho emotions are all over the place and making it hard to focus. And so she basically absorbs his soul into hers and then they both disappear. But now this leads to the question, where is Raven? What did she do to Jericho? And why was Raven trying to call out for help for? All of these questions don't get answered in this storyline. But to wrap up this storyline, we actually jump back over to the Teen Titans Tower, where we pick up with Superboy and Wonder Girl having a conversation about what they really want to do here, or even with their own personal lives. But this kind of begins the relationship between these two characters, because after talking to each other, they do share a kiss. But right when they finish, you have Wonder Woman appear, and she is not happy at all because she did not want Wonder Girl to join the new Teen Titans, just like Flash. But the thing is, Jay Garrick said Bart Allen can go. Starfire went right over Wonder Woman's head and just went ahead and said, Wonder Girl, join the new Teen Titans. And guys, this is where we are going to end today's storyline. So please leave me a like down below and also subscribe for more comic book videos in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read, well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But guys, this is the end of today's video. I'll see you in the next comic book video.